Dr. Shannon Pierce here with Mill Pond Integrative Health and Wellness and the Wellness Way. I'm here with Amanda Pennington, who is our nutrition and lifestyle specialist, and we want to teach you how to make eating healthy and cooking fast and easy with all of our favorite kitchen gadgets and things that we use every single day.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you explain that because you were in the kitchen. In all honesty, she cooks way more than I do. She puts way more effort. Half the things I own is because she told me to buy them, so I do when she tells me. So give them just kind of an idea, like, why is finding some of these things for your kitchen so important when you're trying to make these changes?
All the kitchen appliances that I use, kitchen gadgets that I use, they are very important because I don't want to be using plastic utensils that when they're heated up, your spatulas, your spoons, things like that, they're gonna release different toxins into your foods, and when you have those released into your foods in the air just from the heat, they go into your body, and it's not good for you at all.
Nope.
So the utensils are very important. All the things that I use and I talk about when I talk to people on the phone, it's because I truly feel passionate, because all of these pans, they heat up evenly.
Yeah.
They don't have hot spots in them that will create burning on your food, because then that just causes some other issues in your body, and well, it makes your food taste bad. So you want to make sure that your pans are not creating hot spots, that the oils aren't sitting in them in certain places, and when it creates the hot spots, then you will get discoloration. You can get the burning that won't come off, so then your skillets are done and you have to buy new skillets. You don't want to use non-stick skillets and pans, and a lot of people do. And just because they're white or they're blue or they're green or whatever color they are and they're coated, you don't want that coating, because that coating still gives off toxins into your food and in the body and in the air while you're cooking. So,
and again, they're smart, these people who market this stuff. What used to be Teflon, now people are realizing Teflon is bad.
Yes.
So now they're just changing the name of Teflon. So now they're just calling it non-stick coating or non-stick pans. That's Teflon. They're just using a different name, or
and making it a different color.
Exactly. It's the same thing. So if it says non-stick or if it says coated, it's coated with chemical. And remember, when you're heating these things up, you by nature, when you heat something up, especially a chemical, you're releasing more of it into your food and into your atmosphere. So especially for cooking, it becomes very important to find some of these other alternatives. And then some of the other ones we're going to show you today is things that we use to make a lot of meals that save you time, save you effort, because I think I hear a lot of people complain about that, is I don't want to spend all day in the kitchen. Neither do I. So let's teach you the easy, fast ways that you can get things done so you can eat healthy but not live in your kitchen.
Yes, and I promise, even if your skillets don't have a coating on them, your food will not burn if you're cooking properly and using the right heat.
Yes.
So the key is cooking low and slow. You don't have to cook on high. We don't have to make everything in 2 seconds.
Right.
Cooking low and slow with our stainless steel pans, with our cast iron skillets, with our steel pans, that is the key to making sure your food does not burn, and making sure that your oils don't heat up to the smoking point.
Yes, awesome. So let's go through your top dangers in your house. Let's click that first slide. The big dangers that you probably have in your kitchen, number one is your microwave. So I have not owned a microwave going on 12 years now. We don't have one in our house. We don't use it. And I'll have people say all the time, well, then how do you warm up food? What do you mean? There's an oven, there's a stove, there's convection ovens, like there's plenty of other ways. Yeah, but those take so long. Okay, so instead of 20 seconds, it's gonna take me 3 minutes to heat it up on the stovetop, but I'm not gonna get cancer. I'll take the extra minute and a half or 2 minutes to do that. There are ways. Just start thinking outside the box, but the microwave is not the answer. It puts radiation into your atmosphere, so it's not good for your brain, your DNA, but then it also physically changes the components of the food. So if you're gonna take a carrot, put it in your microwave, and then take it out, literally when you take it out, it is no longer the same composition as a healthy carrot would be, whether it was organic or not. So you're not getting the nutrients, and your body doesn't even recognize it as food, which is one of the major reasons why people feel like they're hungry all the time. Well, you get food cravings.
And you feel like you're eating leftovers.
And you feel like you're eating leftovers. Or why you can eat and then 2 hours later be like, oh, I'm hungry again. Because you didn't get any nutrients from your food because you zapped it all out of there. So I challenge you, get rid of the microwave, pitch it out. when we used to rent apartments and houses before we had ours, I used to use it as storage for my cookbooks. So if I couldn't take it out, I would use it for something else. I would unplug it because even just having it plugged in, you're actually still releasing some of that radiation. So I'd always unplug it, but then I'd throw my cookbooks in there. So it had a purpose, but we would never use it.
No, absolutely not. And plus, microwaves, when you do cook that fast, just like cooking low and slow, you're cooking hot and fast.
Exactly.
So it's, when your food is mushy, there's no nutrients left.
Exactly. So no microwaves, no more microwaves. Teflon and nonstick, we talked a little bit about that. Not only what you're cooking in, but what you're storing your food in. So plastic storage and those like Tupperware containers and all of those things that most of you probably have a giant drawer or cabinet full of your Tupperwares that none of the lids match anymore, you know what I mean? Those are terrible because you're putting hot food in them, putting them in the fridge, it's turning to cold, you're taking it back out, you're heating it back up. That temperature change in your food is creating a lot of toxins, and you're leaching things like the phthalates and the plastics and the BPAs into your food. So changing not only what you cook with, but also what you store in.
And if you store it in glass containers instead of plastic containers, you can throw it in the oven to heat it up, and it doesn't take that long.
Less dishes to do also. You don't have to transition from dish to dish.
Exactly.
So that saves you time too. EMF, so electromagnetic field, so one of the things would be your microwave, but also Wi-Fi and things like that around your home. We won't talk as much about that today. I'll do a separate video on that later, but just being aware that things that you plug in convenience and things that you use because they're fast will have some type of negative effect on your body. So just being aware of that, just because you're not necessarily eating it, those other types of radiation are just as bad. Your fragrances, and then mold. So those are the biggest household dangers that we see. Today we're just going to touch on the top half, which is your kitchenware and your cookware, and then we'll do a subsequent video for the other environmental things on a different day. So let's go through some of our favorite kitchen things.
All the kitchen things are my favorite.
I know.
It's my favorite part of going to the store. So one of my favorites, and we actually just got this at our house. It's a steel pan, and it has no coating in it. We use our avocado oil, grapeseed oil, coconut oil to cook with, but it does not stick, and it's great for if you like to camp, if you have a gas stove. These are really good for that. So that's one of our new favorites at our house, and it's not dishwasher safe, so don't ever put that in the dishwasher. Always hand wash it. They do come with a cast iron handle to them, so be careful because they do heat up.
They get hot.
Yes.
So on that same note, similar to cast iron, we love cast iron. So the things that we're not using, you're not using Teflon, you're not using nonstick. You can use steel. You can absolutely use cast iron. Both of them wouldn't really be dishwasher safe. You can use stainless steel. You just want to make sure you get a good quality of it. So your quality of stainless steel makes a big difference. So we want to look for the ratio, the numbers on it. 18-10 is your best ones. When you look on the bottom, it typically tells you what ratios your pans are. So getting a good quality one will help with the non-stick type stuff.
Absolutely.
Not burning, not heating, those types of things. So we use the steel, we use cast iron, we use stainless steel, and you can also use ceramic or glass. Those are definitely the 5 things you want to switch to across the board when it comes to your kitchen stuff.
And all of these can be seasoned. So as you season your pans when you're cooking with them, low and slow, they season themselves so they become more nonstick over time. But just like on the steel and the cast iron both, when you are washing the cast iron, make sure you don't use dish soap.
No soap or any Brillo pads. It's got to be a softer surface.
Yes.
But that's part of what keeps some of the seasoning on there too, is you don't want to scrub everything off of them either. So you just kind of get used to that a little bit as you go. But I by far use my cast iron the most often of anything in my kitchen.
It stays actually on top of our
Mine
stove.
too. I don't even put it away.
I don't because we have a gas stove, which I love cooking with the gas stove, so that's my go-to.
Awesome, yeah, us too. So yeah, just make sure you're doing cast iron, stainless steel, you can do glass, Pyrex, and ceramic for different storage things. No plastic, no nonstick.
So next, talking about the glass, we'll go over to one of my favorite products that I have found in the last few months, and I've told several people about these, but these are what is called a Hot Logic mini oven. So it can be your lunchbox for work, and since we're gonna try not to use microwaves.
Right.
They're amazing. They plug in, so you've got your plug. It
That's
tucks
awesome.
away in the little pocket. You can plug it in about 30 minutes before lunchtime or when you get to work. It's
That's
totally
genius,
fine.
right? See, this is a new thing that I learned from her. I had no idea that we had this option.
These are the best
Yeah.
thing ever. So these can also be used in your car. So we travel a lot. We have a camper.
Yeah.
We're always on the road. You can't get your camper in and out of a grocery store or places to
Yes.
get some food. So I always food prep. Everyone knows I food prep every Sunday, and I have our food is in our Pyrex dishes. They fit inside of these little Hot Logic ovens.
Yep. So you prepare it in your Pyrex.
Yes, you can put it in here. It has a hot plate in the bottom.
Yep.
And all you do is
Brilliant.
sit your Pyrex on here. It's insulated. Just zip it up, plug it in your car. Most cars now actually have a 110 plug in them.
Yep.
If not, you can buy an inverter that plugs in the cigarette lighter.
Yep.
And you can plug in your mini oven. Your food is hot.
Yep.
Pull over to rest area. It's vacation time.
Yes.
You want to have
Travel with
healthy
that
food.
stuff on-
So that is a great option while you're at the rest area. You need a break. The kids need a break. Run
Your
around.
lunches at
Your lunch is
work,
ready.
your kids, so people who struggle with that, you don't like cold leftovers, you don't want to eat a salad every day. These take all the excuses away.
It
You can't
does.
tell me you can't bring your leftovers from the night before, heat it up in a natural way, not use the microwave. Anybody can do this.
And
There's
it
no
hides under your
excuses.
desk.
And hide your desk. Nobody knows. You plug
Nobody
it in.
knows.
They have no idea. Where
Absolutely.
everyone's going to know because they're going to smell your food and then they want to know what you're doing because yours looks way better than their crappy microwave
Exactly.
meals.
They come in
These
different
are
sizes.
brilliant.
Yes, they come in different sizes, so you have the 9x13 option as well.
Yeah.
So that's the family size if you are traveling or if you have a potluck at work.
Yep.
And you don't know what to make, the casseroles are always the potluck go-to.
Yep.
You're traveling for family reunions, or even just if you're busy and something else you've got something in your oven, use this to heat up for holiday time.
Yes. That's
For
great.
family dinner. So it's a great option. I recommend it. Pyrex dishes in these, you can't go wrong.
Perfect.
My next lunch option, I love this, and my husband laughs at me every time I carry it out of the house. This is my lunch crock pot.
I mean, she is I didn't know about any of these things prior to Amanda, at all. But these are genius. This is what takes all of the guesswork out of it. And
Yes.
how do I make healthy lunches? How do I do these things? This is how you do it.
And I promise, when you're heating your lunch up at work, it doesn't taste like a leftover.
Right.
It tastes like you just made your food and you're eating something fresh.
Yep.
That's the key to making these lifestyle changes. But this mini lunch crock pot is awesome. You'll find it on our shop.
And look how cute they
shop-
are. It's just it's your little lunchbox. But that's
It
good
is a
healthy
little
food in
lunchbox.
it.
It does plug in. It's got the cord that wraps around it. So all you have to do, again, hide it under your desk, plug it in, and just heat it up. So you unscrew your lid. It has another little vacuum sealed lid that's on it once your food's in there, so that way it doesn't
Yes.
spill out in the car.
Yep.
It does have the aluminum base in there, so it's completely safe to heat up.
Love it. Chilies, soups,
Chilies.
leftovers from last night, and anything can go
Whatever
in
you
there.
have. And I actually have gotten to where I store my soups because it's the perfect amount to fit in my mini crock pot.
Yep.
I went and bought some pint mason jars.
Yeah.
I put my soup in my pint mason jars and put them in my refrigerator. That, number one, they're gonna seal
Sure.
because the soup's hot when you put them in there, so they're gonna last a little longer in your refrigerator
Okay.
too. But in the mornings, it's super easy to get that jar out of the refrigerator, pop that top, put your soup down in here.
Love it.
And when you get to work, you can actually take this out if you have a later lunch and you need to put it in a refrigerator. Sit this in your refrigerator and then get it out about, again, 30 minutes before you're gonna eat.
Awesome.
Plug it in and it's ready to go.
Awesome. So good. Love it. All the kitchen hacks.
All the
So
kitchen
that's your
hacks.
mini version of it. And then most people now have a crock pot or an Instapot. I think that is a must have for so many people, just for convenience sake. Make things ahead of time, be able to, have busy days and get home and have food ready. I think that one's brilliant. So if you don't have a crock pot or an Instapot, I think that's probably the number one thing you have to invest in
Yes.
right off the bat, because it's going to help you tremendously. And there's so many things you can make in there. It's not just your chilies and your stuff anymore. You can make full meals of meats and veggies and a lot of really delicious things. And there's so many crock pot recipes now that, it's unlimited.
Yeah,
The
the
things you can make in there.
Instapot recipes, you can do wings, you can do you can do gluten-free vegan cakes.
Yes, you can bake. I know that's something I've yet to do, but we've done like lasagna, like lentil noodle lasagnas and different things. Like, so it's good, because I hear a lot of people say like, well, I don't like crock pot meals. It's just a bunch of mushy stuff thrown together. No, it doesn't. Not if you make it right and you pick the right thing. So try that out a little bit. Use Amanda for recipes for that. But if you don't have a crock pot or an Instapot, definitely get one.
Absolutely. Vegetable soup in this, 5 minutes.
Exactly. 5 minutes. And that's the difference between the crock pot and the Instapot, is you have that faster option and the stuff turns out good. At first I was a little bit worried, like if you're cooking that fast, like we talked about the hot and fast, is it going to taste as good? But it really does. I have not gone wrong with my Instapot ever.
The difference though between cooking hot and fast in an Instapot, cooking hot and fast in the microwave, is there's not the radiation, because this uses steam to cook hot and fast. So steam is healthy. Steam is from water. So that's what's going to be the difference in cooking hot and fast with this versus using other options.
And to be clear, if you don't have either of them yet, I would definitely go with the Instapot version first, because you also have the slow cooker option on that, right? So you can use it like a crock pot, but you can also use it as the Instapot. I've done whole chickens in there in a very short amount of time. I've done chilies, I've done all kinds of stuff. We've done ribs. And it turns out great. Quinoa can be, so this is like your rice cooker too. So if you don't have a rice cooker or a quinoa cooker, that can help with all of that. So definitely invest in an Instapot, because it will save you a tremendous amount of time.
And the Instapot, it comes in 3 different sizes, which is great. So if you don't have a lot of room, or you're somebody who it's just one person or 2 people, you can get the 3-quart size. And it is absolutely perfect for, just a meal, and you don't want anything left over, or you like to cook every day, but you need something that's super quick because you have kids on the run or whatever. You can get the smaller version. Or if you have a large family, you can get the 8-quart version, which is going to make quite a bit of food in it. And the Instapot also, it has the stainless steel insert, so it doesn't have any nonstick coating on it. So that's why I love the Instapot the best.
Yep, me too. We use ours a lot. I think we put a picture up there too, so if you're looking for it. So, this is the air. Let's talk about that first. You can go ahead with the air fryer.
Love my air fryer. Everyone knows I talk about my air fryer on every single call that I do. This is actually my favorite brand. This is the one I have. It's the Power Fryer XL. Make sure they have a couple different sizes. The 5-quart is my favorite. The reason being because you can fit a whole chicken in the 5-quart.
Yes.
You can do a whole chicken in 50 minutes. You need to flip it halfway through, but it is the best rotisserie chicken you will ever eat.
So an entire rotisserie chicken made in 50 minutes, in under an hour, with no oils, with no frying, with no bad stuff. You can't beat that. Say you even get home late, you're home at 6:30, your meal is still ready by 7:30, and you made a good, that's a gourmet meal, right?
Exactly.
You just throw stuff in the oven.
It's so easy because you can throw your chicken in your air fryer. You can be roasting some vegetables in the oven, and you can be doing other things around the house that needs to get done. So these are super easy ways to make a healthy meal, make a non-inflammatory meal according to your food allergies, that everybody can do this.
Yes. And it just takes having some of these tools, some of these things that you might not have known about before today. Invest in some of this stuff. This is what's going to make your life easier and keep your stress down. And you know me, keeping your stress down is the number one thing you need to do to get well. So stop stressing about food. Have all of these tools ready for you and use them. It makes a big difference. The Instapot, we just put another kind of picture on there about that, just so you know. There are links to all of that on our website as well. So if you go to the millpondwellnesscenter.com, under the shop tab, I put links to all of my favorite products. There are links to their website, to Amazon, but that way you know exactly the brands we use, the things we like, what you should buy. Go on there, and if you don't have some of these things, make sure you get them, like the Instapot, like an air fryer, some different, again, you know about your stainless steel and your pots and pans, but same goes for your cookie sheets. How many of you have those gross looking black burned cookie sheets that you've had for 20 years, and then you just put aluminum foil on top, which is terrible for you, and you keep using them? Invest in some new stainless steel cookie sheets. The utensils that you use, you should not be using plastic. Your spatulas and your spoons should not be plastic. Wood is okay, but stainless steel is better. Changing those things out are really, really important as well. So start piecing around your kitchen, and the things that you have that are the most kind of wear and tear, switch those over first. And then start asking for things for your birthday, for Christmas. So I know changing over all your cookware can be expensive. start telling people that that's what you want. And if people can give you one piece at a time, you can start
Yes.
building a collection. You don't need it all at once. I still do that. We've never gone out and just bought a whole big collection. I'll buy a pan here and a pan there and add things as we go. That way you're making those switches, but it doesn't have to be crazy expensive.
Exactly. And some of my bakeware, this is actually an aluminum
Yeah.
baking pan, and you can get full sets of these if you want, or you can buy them individually, like you said. I like this. It's not coated. It's natural aluminum. It's really good in the oven, and it heats evenly. So if you're going to be baking lasagna in it, you can bake brownies in it. Whatever you want to make, you can do that in this. And then they also make the stainless steel cookie sheets
Yes.
as well. So we'll also have those on the shop icon
Yep.
on our website, so that you can find those super easy.
Yes, any of that stuff. And then, so just to recap, so getting some glass Pyrex, that's what you're going to store your food in. So when it's done cooking, you put it in the fridge, or you're bringing things to work, it needs to be in a glass container. Getting stainless steel or cast iron or steel pans to cook with, changing over your baking sheets and your utensils, and then finding the kitchen gadgets, the Instapot, the air fryer, the Hot Logics, whatever's going to make your life easier is an important switch for you. So look around and pick which things that you think you need the most, start there, and then start to build your collection as you go. So to switch to the next tab too real quick. So just so you can see, if you go to our website, so it's the millpondwellnesscenter.com, up on this green tab, you'll see the shop icon. If you click on that, it's just going to bring you to a list of, and it's categorized, household products, cleaning products, personal care products, and it's just all the brands of stuff we love and use every single day. So go on there, check it out, look around, see if there's things that you haven't seen before. Those are the things that we have discovered make our lives easier and allow us to live this way every single day without the stress and without the hassle. So I hope you learned something today about all the fun kitchen gadgets. I know I always do every time I talk with Amanda, because she is much more well-versed on these things than I am, but I love having those options. So keep watching, keep learning, keep making those changes, and you're getting closer and closer to that healthy lifestyle that we want you to live.